Hello, everyone, and welcome to High School Hockey Night in Tampa. We're broadcasting live from TGH Iceplex, the official training facility of the Tampa Bay Lightning. We're doing a pregame interview this evening that will feature a guest from first place Sharks Blue and a guest from second place Villagran Vikings. With Father's Day right around the corner, we wanted to showcase the matchup between Villagran Vikings and Sharks Blue. During this special pregame edition of High School Hockey Night in Tampa, we'll have a father versus son interview with Coach Danny Villagran of Villagran Vikings and Dominic Villagran of Sharks Blue. Yes, this is father versus son matchup, and it should be a good one. So first, we're going to start off with Dom, and we'll bring in Coach Danny shortly thereafter, and then we'll close out. Then we'll close out the interview with both Coach Danny and Dom. All right, Dom. So big matchup tonight. Not only because you're facing your father, but also standing implications as well. So I'm going to look right there. Okay. You guys can hear me on the camera. I'm just telling Don where to look. With that said, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got started with hockey.
I got started kind of later in life than most people. I think I started around like 7 or 8. And I was just watching a hockey game, and I said I really wanted to do it. And then shortly after that, we got on the ice. Then we moved down here, and that's when it really picked up.
No, that's fantastic. Do you have a favorite team? Is it the Lightning or is it another team? No?
It's the Washington Capitals.
Oh, interesting choice.
We're from Maryland.
Well, that's true. That makes sense. All right, so going with that, so how long have you been playing with this group of guys that's in Sharks Blue right now? How many years you guys been playing together?
For most of them, it's the first year, and for a couple, it's like my second or third year.
That's pretty impressive considering you guys got a nearly perfect season going on right now. The only blemish is that one tie with, I think it was Tampa Catholic, if I'm not mistaken. I believe,
yeah.
Right? So, all right, so your dad's not too far off camera, but tell me what you think about tonight's matchup.
I think it's going to be a good one. It's probably close game. They're a good team, good defensively, really good goalie, and so it'll be a good game for sure. Yeah,
I agree with you on the goalie piece, and the defense is going to be key. You guys got a solid defense. If you guys have Sloan in the goal, it's going to be interesting. Your defense and his goaltending has been stellar. Of course, on the other side you got Logan Shave, and Logan's leading the league right now with 1.88 goals against average. Now, Sloan has 1.33 with you guys, but his overall, because he does play with top shelf as well, where I don't think the defense is as good as you guys, he ends up with a 2.33. So he's just behind Logan Shea, but definitely defense and goaltending is going to be a key, I think, in tonight's game. You would agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, so I appreciate your time. We'll bring you back in just a minute. Next we want to get your dad down here. So as we wait for Coach Danny to step into the drop-off. So, Coach, this is a very big matchup tonight, especially with the tough loss last week, which could have, and this game tonight could have implications to second place, depending on how tonight goes. With Top Shelf, you guys, Kelly's Heroes, it's going to be interesting. So before we get into the details of the matchup, tell me a little bit about yourself and what got you started with hockey and ultimately coaching.
Well, I'm a proud parent of 16-year-old twins, Dominic, who just talked to, and my daughter Ariana, who also skates. She won 2 gold medals in her first competition back in 6 years last weekend, so very proud about that. Other than that, I've been coaching, about 7 years now, and it all started again because of Dominic. Kind of jumped in, helped him out on his first season playing, and just kind of took off from there.
That's incredible, and congrats to Ariana. That's again, proud dad, proud mom, I'm sure as well.
Definitely.
So pretty incredible. How long have you been coaching with Newsom?
This is my 4th season with them.
And how's it been so far? I mean, obviously, it's a loaded question, I know. But, working with Coach Mark, because I know you and I have had some offline conversations about that a little bit. So expand on that just a little bit.
Oh, I love the program. All the different coaches, we all put our own twist into it, but for the most part, we all run the same program that Coach Mark sets up. It's a great experience. They gave me the opportunity to come in and coach, like I said, 4 seasons ago in JV, and it's just kind of gone from there. I love working under them, and I love working with the other coaches on the teams.
Well, it's fantastic. And teamwork is what it's all about. I know personal experience and observance that, you expect that same thing on the ice, not because as we know, one player isn't going to make the team, right? It takes everybody to contribute, and that's very apparent. And with the success he had, and Newsom as a whole, I think, has proved that point. So how would you describe the key ingredient of what sets your team apart from the others this offseason? We kind of, I think, maybe just covered that, but if you want to expand on that a little bit.
I would say unselfishness from our team. Everything we do, we always look out for each other. We're not looking out to get extra points for ourselves. We want to, hook our teammates up. We want to make the win for the team and not as an individual. So it starts with that. It starts with that and looking out for each other and just coming out and playing as one versus 5 individuals.
No, and I couldn't agree with that more. In any team sport that you have, everyone's got to have each other's back all the way through, no matter who's sitting the bench at the time or who's, in this case, on the ice, right? So kind of a final question before we bring Dom back in here, but what are some key things that you'll need to do in order to slow down the high-powered offense of the Sharks Blue?
Stick to our program. Stick to what works. No need to change anything. We all just come in and we had a great practice yesterday to get ready for today. And just as long as we stay with the game plan and stay to what we work on, we should be good to go.
Well, thank you, Coach. I appreciate your time. Now let's bring Dom back. I'll get my stuff together here. So I guess the question to the two of you, is this the first time you've gone against each other? No?
Is this third?
No, fourth time.
Fourth time, okay. And what's the record?
I've taken it the last 2 times. Actually, no. The last 2 times, Newsom won. The first 2 times, yes. We tied. So, yes.
Oh, wow. All right, so you're 2-0-2 then. Nice. That's a good record to have.
Looking to make it a 3.
So what's it been like over the years playing for your dad?
It's been fun. It's a lot more structured, I feel like, than other teams that I've played for. Like, he really has, like, a plan and sticks to it. And, like, a lot of teams kind of just make up their own thing and just kind of switch it up throughout the season. But I feel like he really just sticks to one thing, and that's how we win a lot.
Well, and that makes a lot of sense. So the question to you is, what's it like to go against him, especially in a big game like this one? I mean, you've done it 4 times. I don't know if the games has had the implications that this one has. Maybe they have. But tonight is a pretty big game.
It'll be fun. Like the other times, they've kind of meant a little bit just because, like, we want to beat each other, but we've never had it where it's like first, second, like the standings are really a big factor. So it'll mean a little more tonight, I feel like.
I think if you guys win tonight, you might sew up first place. That tonight, it's very possible. Coach, through coaching Dom, how have you seen him grow over the years that he's been involved in hockey?
The biggest thing is how he sees the game. Whether it's on defense or offense, he can kind of see the whole ice and predict what's going to happen and react to it, and getting ready to put himself in a situation where he can help the team out versus putting himself out of the play. I think that's one of the biggest things that I love watching when he plays is he knows when to react. Where I see other folks still kind of going after a puck where they shouldn't, he gets ready to defend, gets ready to make the next play, looking to see who he can make a play with. So to him, it's always the rest of the team first, and then if no one's open, then he takes his shots. And he has a heck of a shot, so definitely proud of watching that. But it's just his overall, just his vision and his hockey IQ, and knowing when to do the right things. That's what makes him stand out.
Fantastic answer. That was incredible, and it was what you expect a coach to say, not just a dad, but a coach, right? So Dom, I'm going to give you a 2-parter, just so I'm not going back and forth a lot. So we're going to combine the last 4 questions, 2 and 2, right? So first, what are your keys to winning tonight? And then secondly, your prediction on who's going to win and the final score.
It's kind of an obvious answer, but we just got to score more than them and defend well in front of our net because they have a lot of guys that go to the front of the net. And, I think we'll win. I think it'll be like a low-scoring game, maybe 2-1.
Very good. And so, Coach, same question to you. What's your keys for victory tonight? Who's going to win and by how much?
The key is going to be Logan, our goalie, my number one. No, but in seriousness, the whole team doing what we do. Like I say, sticking to game plan. I definitely can see us pulling this one off. I see 4-2 Vikings.
All right. Well, that's perfect. Thank you both for your time. This has been a fun interview, and looking forward to see you in tonight's action. So good luck to you both.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with pregame insights starting at 7:05 with puck drop at 7:15. It's a wrap, and this is Ted Boggs for the Hockey Sports Network.
Riverview.
Yeah.
Jacob. I actually watched the game the first time.
Macri, right? No.
No, Jacob Boyle. He's
Boyle. I'm
16,
sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
There's a kid that just graduated from Newsom. He's on the bench tonight, but he wants to get into broadcasting.
Yeah.
And I was like, I actually listened to your broadcast. I didn't actually know you commented on it while you were doing it. I said, you should go talk to that guy and see if you can do color for him because he knows all the kids.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, if you're interested in meeting him, I can introduce you.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
His name's David Shaber.
Okay.
You probably called him, he plays for Newsom.
This is the first season I started doing this.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
played,
but...
you know what? He's not doing summer.
Okay.
Because he just graduated.
Yeah.
He just finished the fall season. So you didn't do that, right?
No, I did not.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
No, that's cool. I like that somebody's doing this.
Yeah.
You're just doing it for giggles or somebody paying to do it?
It's a passion for now, but, who knows? No one's paying me right now. Yeah, it's all on me right now, so...
Yeah, it's interesting because my daughter plays for the Crunch Travel, and her coach is Braden Coburn, who used to play for the Lightning, and now he's on with Michigan every now and then when Phil Esposito's not in town. But he did the
folks will be right with you in just a second.
The girls' professional team.
Yeah,
he did the broadcast up there, just like you're doing right now.
Oh, cool.
And I think one of them they broadcast on ESPN.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was like the finals or something.
That's
anyway,
awesome. All right. Well, hey, it's nice to meet you. Thanks, Chris. All right. So I was talking with one of the dads there. So thanks for joining the broadcast here. Glad to have you. So earlier, a little bit earlier on in the broadcast, we did a pregame with Coach Danny Villagran, the Villagran Vikings, and Dominic Villagran, who plays for Sharks Blue. So it was a nice Father's Day, actually father versus son, which is a game that will be coming up here very shortly. So with that, let's jump into the official part of tonight. So hello and welcome to High School Hockey Night in Tampa, everyone. We're broadcasting live from the TJH Iceplex, the official training facility of the Tampa Bay Lightning. We're in beautiful Brandon, Florida, where it's hot outside, and trust me, it is hot. But it's nice and cool in here, so I'd much rather be in here than outside trying to call a game. So I'm Ted Boggs. I'll be your commentator and bring you live play-by-play action for all our game coverage tonight on the Hockey Sports Network. If you've not done so, please subscribe, like the channel and videos. Also, please hit the notification bell so each time we upload a new video or go live, you'll get notified. That's 100% free to you, but helps grow the channel. The goal of the channel growth is to get sponsors so that we can enhance the experience for fans, players, and coaches through play-by-play coverage this fall of both high school and youth hockey. Also, if any of you listening love hockey and would like to get into broadcasting, please consider joining the Hockey Sports Network as a ringside commentator, color commentator, or play-by-play broadcaster to expand our coverage capabilities. We plan to expand our coverage to pregame interviews, players of the game interviews, and bench coverage. And the pregame interviews was something we did tonight, kind of dabbled on that. And finally, if you've not done so, please check out our new podcast, Ice Time in the Barn. We do a week in review and discuss upcoming games. We had our second podcast drop yesterday, so please check it out. And let us know what you think. I'd love to hear on how we can improve our broadcast as well as our podcast. Now that we've got the administrative stuff out of the way, let's get into tonight's coverage. So first game we'll be covering tonight will be 7:15 p.m. Sharks Blue versus Villagran Vikings. That has implications on second place for sure, but future first place. And then the next game we'll be covering will be Top Shelf versus Sharks Gray. So that'll be on the ice rink behind me here. So that will have a little bit of a late start. The game will have already started by the time we get into it, simply because the end time of the game here. So we'll have to cut quick, run over there, and get back into live action. And then finally, we'll close out tonight on that side of the ice with Tampa Catholic and Kelly's Heroes. So let's get into tonight's action in a little bit more detail. So our first game features the first place team, Sharks Blue, and one of the second place teams, Villagran Vikings. The Vikings are tied with Kelly's Heroes with 11 points each, while Sharks Blue set comfortably in first place with 15 points. Currently, the Vikings have a record of 5-2-1, and their opponent, Sharks Blue, has almost a perfect season, except for one tie, which they ended up getting 2 weeks ago. But they do have a 7-0-1 record. The Vikings offense has scored 32 goals over 8 games, averaging 4.4 goals per game. Leading the way for the Vikings in scoring is Jay Rivera with 14 points, 9 goals, and 5 assists. Anytime he's on the ice, he's definitely a huge threat to any opponents. The netminder is Logan Shave. He's given up 15 goals, averaging a league-leading 1.88 goals per game. Against, I just said that. Sorry, it's like I'm reading a teleprompter. An overall record of 5 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. On the Sharks Blue side, they have scored 63 goals, by far league leading in that, averaging 8 games per tongue twisted. Sorry, 63 goals over 8 games, averaging 7.88 goals per game. Leading the way for Sharks Blue in scoring is Nick Macri with 16 points. Nick has 15 goals and 1 assist. On his heels in scoring is Tyler Smitty Smith with 13 points, 4 goals, 9 assists, and Hayden Stratman with 13 points as well, 7 goals and 6 assists. The netminders for Sharks Blue include Nolan Sloan, Jerry Wilkerson, and TJ Crayer. They have given up a combined 23 goals, averaging 2.88 goals per game, or against per game, with an overall record of 7 wins, 0 losses, and 1 tie. One thing to note about Nolan Sloan, Nolan's on the roster of 3 teams, but only has played goalie for 2 of them, Sharks Blue and Top Shelf. For Sharks Blue, he's got a 1.33 goals against average. However, for Top Shelf, it's 2 goals higher at 3.33 goals against average. When combining the two, he's overall 2.33 goals against average. If you consider the 2 teams, it's clear that the defense for the Sharks is top-notch, and a huge reason Sloan is carrying that average for the Sharks. And tonight's going to be a big matchup and a tough matchup for both teams, as you have a league-leading goalie as well as a great defense. Also, just jumping in very quickly with the next game, because I'm not going to have enough time to go through the details for the next game, as warm-ups are just starting to get underway. So next game is going to feature Top Shelf versus Sharks Gray. Top Shelf has 10 points, sitting just behind Kelly's Heroes and Villagran Vikings with 11 points each. This game has implications where if one of the second-place teams lose and Top Shelf wins, it will push them into second place. While Sharks Gray sit in last place with 2 points in the hope of getting back into the win column this week. Currently, Top Shelf has a record of 4-2-2, and Sharks Gray is 1-7-0. The Top Shelf offense has scored 22 goals over 8 games, averaging 2.75 goals per game. Leading the way for Top Shelf in scoring is Tyler Dussel with 7 points, 4 goals and 3 assists, and Austin Schaub with 6 points with 2 goals and 4 assists. The netminders for Top Shelf is Merrick Phelps and Nolan Sloan. Combined, they've given up 21 goals, averaging 2.63 goals against per game, with an overall record of 4 wins, 2 losses, and 2 ties. Sharks Gray offense has scored 8 goals over 8 games, averaging 1 goal per game. Leading the way for Sharks Gray is Nathan Clement and Jamari Hargrave with 4 points each. Nathan has 4 goals, while Jamari has 2 goals and 2 assists. The netminders for Sharks Blue include Nolan Sloan, Jerry Wilkerson, and TJ Crayer, but as noted earlier, Sloan has not played for Sharks Gray. And they've given up a combined 64 goals, averaging 8 goals against per game, with an overall record of 1 win, 7 losses, and 0 ties. So with that, let's give a quick rundown of the rosters as the warm-ups continue. We'll start with Villagran Vikings. We got Ronna Donnelly, Jonathan Hengel, Aiden Burns, Kiera Rivera, Jacob Santarlis, Nicholas Thielander, Quincy Walker, Luke Lamont, Jay Rivera, Gannon Gurley, Ethan Nichols, Max Pavlik, Lauren Himes, Gatlin Giesler, Colin Carroll, and Rocco Reed. Of course, the netminder is Logan Shave, has that league-leading 1.88 goals against per average. Riverview Sharks Blue, Noah Ellington, Alex Knight, Dominic Villagran, James Watt, Josiah Prashad, Justin Fernandez, Jacob Boyle, Samuel Laverty, Daniel Zick, Dean Herberger, Tyler Smith, Xander Chadwell, Nick Macri, Riley Furbeck, Hayden Stratman, Jonathan Turho, and Alex Smargon. So that's going to be your matchups tonight in this first game, featuring, like I said, Sharks Blue versus Villagran Vikings. So with that, let's flip over. About a minute to go in the warm-ups before we get ready for puck drop. So let's flip over to the which stared at my face and just catch some live action with the players on the ice. Again, thank you for joining the Hockey Sports Network and the broadcast. Hugely appreciated. All right. So about 35 seconds to go in warm-ups, and we'll get underway. As you can see, full coverage tonight. And we will cover as much as we can on the ice for all of you as we move forward. There'll be a little bit of a blocking in the way of the booth here. Like I said, immediately following this game, we'll cut off very quickly so that we can move the equipment over to the north ice to cover Top Shelf, Sharks Gray, Kelly's Heroes, Tampa Catholic. All right, as you heard, the buzzer sound, the warm-ups is done. Now the teams are gathering the pucks up and pulling together. So it looks like Jerry Wilkerson will be in the net tonight for Sharks Blue. And on the Villagran Viking side, like mentioned earlier, it is going to be Shave. So Wilkerson is the only goalie on the bench tonight, so we'll see what happens. As we move forward, as we move back to center ice, you'll see the teams come together in their respective benches here very shortly. And we'll let you know who's on the ice first tonight as we get things underway.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say I watched your video
Yes, sir.
last week and I thought it was great. And I also wanted to say my brother's out there on the team right now and his name is pronounced Ronan, not Ron.
Ronan. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. I greatly appreciate that. And thanks for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. All right, my friend. Thank you. All right. So it's Ronan Donnelly. His little brother came by, and shout out to him for stopping by and saying thank you, or letting us know what's going on. So glad to have him. And thank you very much. I didn't catch his name. I should have asked him, so apologies for that. But again, thank you so much for clarifying, because it's always good to get the names correct, as it is tough sometimes with not being able to actually talk to the players. All right, so as you can see, both teams are at the bench getting ready for the opening face-off here as we approach game time. It is 7:15. It is time for puck drop. Again, we are at the TJH Iceplex in beautiful Brandon, Florida, home of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Well, I shouldn't say the home. The home is Amway Arena in downtown Tampa, but this is the official training facility. And that's not just the logo. That is actually true, the actual training facility. So we do have a mystery player with us tonight. I'm not sure who that is, but maybe somebody will come by and let us know. So it looks like Centarlis, Mr. Player Jay Rivera, Ronan Donnelly, or actually that's not Ronan. That is, according to what the coach told me earlier, that's actually Hingle. And Ronan Donnelly will be wearing jersey number 12. Now that could have changed. Actually, Rivera and Centarlis and Burns are going off. I'll get you who's on. It's going to be Parshad, Boyle, Villagran, and I'll let you know who the other two is for the Sharks in a moment. Lamont is taking the face-off against Villagran, and we're underway, folks. As the puck comes down into the Shark zone, now it's pushed back out. Turho, Villagran, Parshad, Boyle, and Laverty is out there. You got Max Pavlik, Carroll, mystery player closest to us here, and Lamont. So Lamont has it behind the net, gets around the Pavlik back to Lamont. Lamont to the middle, tipped away by the Sharks. Laverty brings it up the ice, passes ahead to Parshad. Parshad brings it into the zone, pushes to the middle, cut off by, well, we're just going to call the jersey number, Donnelly. Herberger comes on the ice now on defense along with Chadwell. Puck comes out to Herberger. He pushes to the middle, cut off by Donnelly. Bringing up the ice, I believe that is Carroll. Tries to dump it in, and there's 4 Sharks right there to cut it off. That was indeed Carroll. As Herberger tries to bring up the ice, it's cut off there by Centarlis, who's on the ice now with Burns. Burns is chasing down Fernandez. Cut off over there by, I believe that was Rivera. And it was Jay Rivera. Now Fernandez has it back. He has it stolen away by Rivera. Macri is now on the ice, tries to take it away. Does not. Comes back the other direction. And a lot of back and forth so far right now as the puck again comes up the ice towards the Newsom zone. And puck comes up the middle. Stratman grabs it, tosses it back towards the blue line. A lot of battle neutrals, and that goes down around behind the net. Centarlis now has it right there with Chadwell. Fernandez bringing up the ice. Hingle, and that goes up off the glass. Shot blocked, tipped up. Rivera takes a shot over top of the goal. Wilkerson had to watch that sail over his head. In the corners, Laverty and Fernandez, along with, it's actually Ronan Donnelly is actually out on the ice now. Macri passed ahead to Macri. That was not intended for Macri, but Macri almost had it. Finally picked up by Newsom, brought up the ice. It's Nichols. Ellington behind the net. Furbeck tries to take it around Donnelly, could not. Ellington back around again to Furbeck. Furbeck has it. Smitty is out there now, along with Zick. Pass ahead. Furbeck cuts it off. Furbeck shoots, blocked by Shave. It's battle for it against the far boards. And that goes back in the neutral zone. Boyle's on it. Passes over to Smith. Smith has it, passes back to Furbeck off the stick. Carroll passes ahead to Pavlik. Pavlik dumps it in. Lamont is charging it right there with Chadwell. Stick lifts Chadwell. Back around to Pavlik. Pavlik pushes it down. Smitty tries to take it away. Now taken away again by Carroll. Lamont behind the net. Now pass back around to Lamont. And that one almost bounced off some players there and went in. Finally, a battle comes out here to the neutral zone. Gurley's on it. Furbeck dumps it behind him down in the zone. Pushed out by Shave, cut off by Smith. Now brought back up the ice. Zick tries to cut off. Turho's in the way. Zick gets it back. There's a battle for it on the far boards again. Turho now has it. Mystery player's right there. Turho tries to push it to the middle. Villagran's out there as well. Pass to the middle. That's going to go for an icing. We're just going to leave it right here. There's absolutely no reason to take the camera the other direction. So 7:31 to go here in the first period. No score. You got Villagran, Prashad, Turho, Laverty, and Herberger on the ice for the Sharks. And I'll get you Newsom in just a moment, or Villagran's Vikings in just a moment. There's a face-off won by Newsom. Comes up the ice. That's Walker and Rivera. Nice block there by Laverty. Herberger comes up with it, passes ahead to Villagran, and that's icing. No one touched it. It was just out of the reach of Villagran, and so face-off will occur right here. With 7:16 to go here in the 7:16 to go here in the first period. Sorry if I sounded really distant. Didn't mean to. All right, so here we go. Villagran has it. Now tries to pass ahead. Santarlis right there. Wilkerson blocks it, covers up after the shot by Santarlis. And we'll do the faceoff right there again in the same spot. So for the Vikings, you have Rivera. That's Jay Rivera. Walker. Santarlis. Hengel, which is wearing number 2 as well. It says Donnelly on the back, but it's not Donnelly. And Burns. It's Aiden Burns. Jay Rivera blocks it. Prashad and Villagran bring it up the ice. Villagran tries to pass to Prashad out of his reach. Walker comes up with it. Brings it up the ice. Santarlis is trailing right with him along with Rivera. Santarlis tries to bring around Laverty. Laverty does a great job on defense. Pass back behind him. And here comes Fernandez up the ice. Cut off by 48. That goes over the net on the backhanded shot. And Fernandez brought it up into the neutral zone where Ellington and I think that might be Furbeck. No, it's Chadwell. Bring it up the ice. Chadwell has it in the corner. Passes the middle to Stratman. Tries to tip it in. Shot by Fernandez over the goal. Caught on the near boards there, Macri and Rivera, along with Stratman. Chadwell was nearby. Rivera chased by Fernandez. Pass ahead to Walker. Blocked by Stratman. And it's going to be offsides as it did cross the blue line and went back over again. So we'll have a face-off right there with 5:42 to go in the first period. On the ice is going to be Nichols, Hyams, the other mystery player, and I'll get to the rest of them in a minute. Furbeck, Smitty. There's a shot on goal blocked by Shave. Zick, Laverty, and Boyle out there. It is Ronan Donnelly. Hyams. Hyams has it, trying to get it out of there. Furbeck takes it away. Poked ahead to it's a battle for Donnelly. Nice deke by Furbeck. Shoots, blocked by Shave, kicked out. Nice job back there in goal. That could have been very dangerous. Zick shoots, blocked, and that is going to go up and out of the rink. And we'll have a face-off right there with 5:03 to go. All right, so Carol Pavlik, Lamont, mystery player, and I can't see who the other Viking is, but then Turho, Villagran, Boyle, Laverty, and I believe that's Parshad for the Vikings. Or for the Sharks. Sorry, Sharks blue. All right, here we go. Coming up the near boards. Turho back to the middle to Parshad, just out of his reach. Gurley is the other Viking that's out there. Pass back out, shot towards goal, blocked by Shave. Followed up by Villagran, blocked again by Shave. The Vikings defense gets it out of there. Forecheck has been pretty strong by the Sharks tonight. Gurley bringing up the ice. Gets around in front of Laverty. Laverty goes down. Gurley brings it around. And he's trying to push it in the goal. Can't quite get it there. Nice job by Boyle. There's a penalty. And it is going to be on. I believe it's holding against Boyle. So the Vikings will go on a power play with 4:17 to go here in the first period. On the ice for the Sharks is Herberger, Macri, Fernandez, and I can't see who the other one is on the penalty kill. Centarlis, Rivera, Burns, Walker, and Hengel on the ice in the power play. Passed up ahead, tried to clear it, couldn't do it. Walker right there. Fernandez has it. He's coming up the middle. He's got a breakaway. Fernandez scores! And the Sharks are on the board, 1-0 here with 4:05 to go. Short-handed goal by Fernandez. So nice hustle by Fernandez to give the Sharks the early lead here. Face-off ensues. Chadwell has it. It's out with Macri, Fernandez, and Herberger. Same five on the ice for the Vikings as that puck comes all the way up. And that's going to be icing. Nope, they wave it off. The Sharks have been pretty strong here, and there's a clear. Hengel and Shave right there cuts it off. Hengel has Fernandez right there, passes ahead to Rivera. Rivera pushes up the ice to Walker, and that's going to be icing on the Vikings with 3:28 to go, a minute 11 to go in the power play. The Vikings are having trouble getting it into the zone to get any shots off here in this power play. So you got Macri, Turho, Ellington, and Laverty out there for the Sharks on the penalty kill. You got Rivera, mystery player, Burns. And I'll tell you who else is out there in a second. They got Centarlis, pushes towards the goal, wide right, along with Gurley. Puck comes out, Rivera has it, passes over to Gurley. Gurley back over to near boards, bounces off, goes in the corner. Bumped ahead by Burns. That comes in the neutral zone. Rivera has it. Actually, that goes all the way down behind the net. Turho right there on Rivera. Rivera backs it around. 26 seconds to go in the power play. Still no real goal or shots on goal to speak of. Centarlis brings it into the zone. Stratman's right there in front of him. Stratman blocks the pass. Gurley's right there to push it back down to mystery player. Mystery player dekes around Ellington. Stratman's right there and tries to get it out. Could not. Mystery player takes it back. Pushes it to the front of the goal. Near goal by the Vikings, and that's going to be icing. And we're going to leave it. Oh, they wave it off. As Shave came over, that would have been icing. So back to even strength, 2:07 to go. Smitty is battling out with Gurley in the corner, along with Zick. Pushes out in the middle. Hyams is right there along with Mr. Player. Hyams has it. Gets it back into the neutral zone. The Sharks will have to reset. Pass comes over to Parshad. Parshad passes up ahead to cut off by Walker. Walker now bringing the zone. Tries to deke around Herberger. Cannot. Hyams is right there to push it to the middle. There's a battle for it. Shot on goal. Blocked by Wilkerson and covered up. With 1:30 to go in the first period, Sharks lead it 1-0. All right, coming on for the Vikings is Lamont, Pavlik, and Carroll. Also out there is Walker and Hengel. For the Sharks, it's Furbeck, Herberger, Zick, Chadwell, and Smitty. That puck bounces off of Hengel's skates. Pushed ahead, but cut off by Walker. Walker bounces off the board. Smitty's right there to push it back down to Zick. Zick over in the middle. Hengel cuts it off. Pass up ahead, goes in the neutral zone. Herberger has it, resetting. Passes over to Zick, cut off by Pavlik. Lamont brings it down into the Shark zone. Battle on the far boards there with Chadwell. Chadwell pokes it away. Lamont gets it back, and that puck will now bounce off of the skate and come into the Viking zone. Shot on goal by Furbeck. Blocked and covered up. And we'll have a face-off right over there with 44.5 seconds to go. Hey, thanks for joining us, everybody, on the Hockey Sports Network. It's broadcast of High School Hockey Night in Tampa here at the TJH Iceplex, the official training facility of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Glad you could join us. Whoops, a little shot of the ceiling there for you. Glad you could join us tonight. All right, so not a clear winner on the face-off there, but sorry about that. I had to let go of the camera for a second. Puck comes up the ice. Down behind the zone. Carroll's right there with Laverty. Pass up ahead to Villagran. Villagran battling out with Walker. Walker takes it away and setting on it. And has it under his glove. And I think they're going to call him for something there. Or at least there'll be a face-off to stop play. As Walker was not letting anyone get to that puck. So Tingle, Lamont, Walker, Pavlik, and Carroll on the ice for the Vikings. It's Pershaw, Turho, Villagran, Boyle, and get to the other Shark in just a second as the puck goes down the corner. Laverty for the Sharks. Walker has it behind the net. Gives it ahead, and that's the period, folks. So we end the first period with Sharks in the lead, 1-0, with an early goal, but a breakaway goal by Fernandez. As we move into the second period. Again, glad you could join us. Right after this one, immediately, so as soon as this game ends, we're going to stop the coverage and then quickly move over to cover the Sharks Gray versus Top Shelf. And then following that game will be Tampa Catholic and Kelly's Heroes. So again, so glad you could join us here on the weekend before Father's Day. As you know, we'll be next weekend. So you got that special dad in your life. Make sure you let him know and get him something nice. Hint, hint to my kids if you're watching this. All right. So we'll see who's going to come out on the ice to lead things off here in the second period for both teams. All right, so the Vikings will be going left to right, Sharks right to left. And it's going to be, let's see, Stratman, Macri, Fernandez, Chadwell, and Ellington for the Sharks. Looks like Burns, Nichols, mystery player. And I'll tell you who the other two is in just a second. That's Gurley, and then there's one more Viking that I cannot see. He's facing us, so I'll tell you who it is in a minute. That's won by Sharks, pushed down the zone by Macri. Stolen away by the mystery player. Macri takes it back, pushes to the middle. Gurley's right there to take it away right before Fernandez could get there and follow it up. As Gurley tries to bring it up the ice. He does. Actually taken away by the Sharks. Ellington currently has it behind the net. Nice deep, and that's going to be icing. So we'll leave it right over there. With 11:33 to go here in the second period. Sharks lead this one 1-0. So looks like it's the mystery player is going off, and second mystery player is on the ice with Burns, Nichols, Walker, and Rivera. Pass over to Ellington. Stratman's also still out there. Chadwell, Fernandez, and Macri. Poked away by Walker. Chadwell picks it up. Chadwell behind the net. Pushes over to Ellington. Ellington passes ahead to Macri. Macri trying to deke around. Walker cuts it off. Walker now brings it back down the Shark zone. Walker to the middle, followed up by Rivera, just missed. Oh, wide open net. Completely missed the opportunity by the Vikings. So that puck's behind the net now with Santarlis. Passed it out front again, no one home. Stratman bounces off the far boards. Now Macri knocks it down. Tipped away by Walker. Ellington pokes it in. There's a shot on goal from the blue line by Stratman as he leaves the ice. Fernandez now has it. He's trying to bring it up the ice. Has it cut off by a mystery player. Rivera gets it over to Burns. Burns now bringing up the ice. Poked away by Furbeck, who's now on the ice with Zick, Chadwell, Smitty, and Laverty. Chadwell battling it out with Santarlis behind the net. Around to Walker and Zick. Walker is also battling out. Rivera shoots on goal. Blocked! Follow-up! Missed! By Burns. I'm sorry, by Santarlis, not Burns. Santarlis. And that puck comes out. Hengel cuts it off. Carroll's out there now. Puck comes around the boards. Rivera pushes it back down behind the net. Now it's in the corner. Pass out. Walker again bounces off the boards down the corner as Santarlis comes over. Sharks have it. Trying to bring it up. And they bring it into the zone. Zick and Furbeck were there. That shot goes up over the goal. Back to the middle. Cut off by Hengel. There was a 2-on-1 on Hengel. So Lamont's out there now. Lamont coming in with Hengel. Hengel shoots. Blocked by Wilkerson. Another rebound opportunity missed because there's nobody there. Now it's in the corner. And Laverty takes it away from Carroll. Tries to reset behind Herberger. Laverty passes to Herberger. Herberger gets it over to Laverty. Laverty dumps it in. Goes behind the net. Ronan Donnelly is right there, along with Hengel. Donnelly passes ahead to Zick. Or passes ahead. Sorry, got cut off by Zick. Now Hengel has it again. He dumps it off the ceiling. That hit off right there next to that black box. Just giving an indication how far up that went. And we'll have a face-off right there with 8:32 to go in the second period. So we're rattled off about 3 minutes there in between. So you got Villagran, Turho, Ellington. And I'll tell you who else on the ice for the Sharks. Got Mr. Player 2 and Mr. Player 1 on the ice at the same time. Nichols, Gurley, and Burns are out there. That's Boyle. And I'll get the other Shark in a moment. Villagran brings it in, tries to pass it down to Parshad, is the other Shark. Pushed toward the goal, wide right. Battle for it right here. Gurley right there against Turho and company. Again, battle for it now. Turho comes out with it on the other side. Boyle has it now, passes ahead. That gets out of the reach of Parshad. Parshad over to Villagran. Villagran tries to kind of backdoor it. Couldn't quite get it to go. Turho has it. Hyams is right there with him. Pass to the middle. Cut off. Nice block by Shave. Shot over the goal by Villagran. I'm sure his dad's breathing a sigh of relief on that one. So that could have made it 2-0. Gurley is now battling out over there on the far boards with Parshad and I believe that's Boyle along with Turho. Turho finally, he almost came out with it, but it got taken back. Nichols was in the middle of that. Mr. Player number 1 is there. Villagran trying to cut it off. Mr. Player number 2 gets it, passes back to Mr. Player number 1. Mr. Player number 1 bringing it up the ice. Shot on goal, or wide right, sorry, not on goal. Around to Walker, who's now on the ice, cuts it off. And that poke goes out in the neutral zone. Walker is chasing it down with Villagran, a battle for it. And Walker could not get it cleanly due to Villagran's defense there. Nice job. Turho now has it. He took it away. Shot on goal. Blocked by Shea. Followed up by Macri. Backhand goal. And it's a Sharks lead 2-0. I believe that was Macri. I'm not. Yep, it was. So 2-0 lead. So Centarlis, Burns, Hengel, Rivera, and Walker on the ice for Vikings, and we're having a timeout. It's going to be Macri, Fernandez, Herberger, Chadwell, and Stratman, as a timeout is called with 6:44 to go here in the second period. I think the Vikings are trying to reset as they are now behind 2-0. Again, thank you all for joining. So glad to have you aboard. If you get a chance, check out our podcast. What's his first name? Bronx, like New York Bronx. Okay, so that was Bronx earlier. That let me know his brother's first name is Ronan, right? So I'm going to give credit to Bronx. He's got to be a tough kid if his name's Bronx, right? From New York. So, all right. So here we go. Sharks come back out after the timeout. Vikings are finishing up as everybody heads to their respective sides. Again, you got Burns and Centarlis. Hengel, Walker, and Rivera on the ice for the Vikings. The puck goes behind the net. Tapped around by Chadwell. Fernandez takes it. Fernandez now bringing it up the ice. Poked away by Walker. His forward motion stopped. Herberger picks it up, tries to get it to Macri. Off of Macri's skates. Puck comes back down the zone. That's pushed to the middle. Stratman on it now with Walker battling right there with him. As it comes into the Vikings zone. Rivera now pushing it out. Tries to reset. There's a penalty. It's going to be against the Sharks. Pass ahead to Walker. Walker back now to Rivera. Rivera ahead to, couldn't quite see who that was because of the wall here. Ronan bringing it in the zone. Tries to shoot. Cut off by Chadwell. Rivera. And, well, technically they're supposed to wait till the other team has control of the puck before not just tapping it, before they call it. Of course, a goal wouldn't count. But anyway, nonetheless, it is another power play for the Vikings. The first one resulted in nothing, not even a shot on goal. So on the power play for the Vikings, it is Lamont, Pavlik, Hengel, Hyam, and Carroll. On the penalty kill is Furbeck. I'll give you the rest in a moment. Laverty. Pass ahead, cut off by Furbeck. Zick, and drives to the goal, and tries to backhand. Couldn't go. Shave was right there. And Ellington on the ice on the penalty kill for the Sharks. Hyams brings it up. Tries to pass to Pavlik behind him, though. Bounces off the boards. Now Zick tries to get it. And we're just battling for it here in the neutral zone until someone comes up with it. Finally, Lamont. And then Laverty stick lifts, takes it away. As we're now bringing up the ice. Pass ahead to Furbeck. Cut off. Ronan goes down. Shot by Furbeck. Blocked again by Shave. Hengel right there to get him back on it. There's Carroll behind the net as well. Picked up by Zick. Ellington is right there with him. Zick to the middle. Passes over to Laverty. Laverty shoots. Blocked by Shave. Hengel picks it up. Furbeck tries to poke it away. Hengel loses control. Now he gets it back again here in the neutral zone. Trailed by Lamont. Pass off the boards. It's a quick change. Lamont to the middle. Blocked by Wilkerson. Pass back to Ronan from Lamont. Again, battle for it in the corner here. Ronan tries to deke around. Laverty's right there. To the middle. No one home. Ellington was the only one there. Rivera has it. Oh, it's taken away by Ellington. Round behind the net. Centarlis Couldn't see it through the glass there. There's Burns. Burns down to, tries to get it to Ronan. Couldn't. And Walker has a stick lifted as he tries to get it, but Shea was able to poke it away. Puck comes up the ice. Behind the net. Turho's out there now, battling out as the penalty has come to a close. Smitty's there now, along with Chadwell. Burbeck goes off the ice. On the ice is Villagran. Mystery player passes ahead. That goes all the way down. No icing, waved off. Chadwell has it behind the net. And tries to pass it, bounce off his own player. Nice job by Wilkerson to cover that up. As Vikings were right there on the rebound. It was Santarlis. Couldn't quite get it to go. So coming on the ice for the Vikings is Hyam, mystery player, Hengel, Nichols, and Gurley. For the Sharks is Herberger. Turho, there's a shot caught by Wilkerson. Parshad, Villagran, and I think that might be Chadwell, and it is. So Gurley battling out right there with Herberger in front of the net. Gurley goes down. Mr. Player right there with Turho. Herberger tries to get it out, can't. Cut off by Gurley. Passes over to Hengel. Hengel wide right. Around the net. Herberger is right there with Gurley. Gurley is battling out with Turho as well. The battle in the corner. There's a push to the middle. And, oh, wow, nice try by Gurley, wide right, as he was down on his knees. Mr. Player tries to shoot, couldn't quite get it. That puck goes into the neutral zone. Laverty's on it. Hengel and Villagran are back. Shot blocked by Shave, picked up by Mystery Player. Gurley backhands it to the Mystery Player. Mystery Player bringing up the ice. Carroll is trailing him and shoots, blocked again. Puck comes back around to Lamont. Lamont shoots wide right. Comes back around to Hengel. Villagran's right there. Blocks it. Turho finally settles it down. Brings it into the neutral zone. 1:33 to go here in the second period. Now Fernandez is on the ice. Pass to Boyle by Laverty. Dumps it in. Macari's right there with Ronan. Macari brings it around behind the net. There was no one in front of the net for him to pass to. Hengel has it, passes ahead. I think that was Pavlik. It is indeed. Macri over to the middle. Ronan has it now. Taken away by Fernandez in the neutral zone. Stick lifted. Fernandez bringing to the middle. It's a breakaway. Shoots, blocked by Shave. Up and over and out in the net. And it remains a 2-0 game. And a face-off, I believe, we'll see where they're going to have it at. Probably at the other side. 53.3 seconds to go on the ice. Coming on for, it's going to be Walker, Mystery Player, Rivera, Centarlis, and Burns for the Vikings. It's Fernandez, Stratman, Macri, Boyle, and Laverty for the Sharks. Mystery Player bringing it up the ice. Passes head to Centarlis. Centarlis bringing around behind the net. Cut off by Laverty. Fernandez is right there as well. Goes down. Again, the only two power plays has been tonight has been the Vikings, and they've come up with nothing both times. They've had a lot of chances, but just nothing. Stratman tries to swipe it over to the goal. Cut off. Now out front to Burns. Burns is bringing it in. Dumps it. Fernandez cuts it off. He's cut off by Rivera. Mystery Player. And Macri still battling for it in the zone here. Now Fernandez has it. He brings it to the goal. Dekes around. Backhands. Oh, just off the post. And that's going to be your second period, folks. with the Sharks in command, and I won't say commanding lead, but they're in the lead 2-0 nonetheless here on the Hockey Sports Network. So glad to have you join us. Again, this game has implications to second place and potential first place now, because Sharks Blue are ahead by 4 points. The Vikings would not be able to catch them, but they would be able to cut the lead and jump themselves up to 13 and only be 2 points back if they win. If not, that'll move the Sharks up to 17, and then Kelly's Heroes, the only thing they would be able to do is keep pace, and as well as Top Shelf, if both of them win, that will move them up. But this could honestly bump, if the Vikings fall short here, it could bump them all the way back to 4th place. And what I mean by that is Top Shelf's only trailing by 1, so if they win and Vikings lose, that puts them ahead by 1. And then if Kelly's Heroes wins, that puts them ahead by 1 of Top Shelf. So then you have the Sharks comfortably in first place and probably going to wrap it up with 17 points. And then Kelly's Heroes, and then Top Shelf. So left to right is going to be the Sharks. Right to left is going to be the Vikings. On for the Sharks is Smitty, Furbeck, Chadwell. And I'll get you the other two in a second. It's going to be Gurley, mystery player, Walker, mystery player number 2. That's Zick and Ellington on the ice for the Sharks. Puck right here beneath it, stays in the neutral zone. Over to Ellington. Ellington tries to get it out of there. Can't. Mystery player number 2 is right on it. Rivera's, let's see. Can't see. I think that was, I'm not going to speculate. That was Nichols. There's a shot on goal. Blocked up and off the glass. Comes back around. Pass ahead to Furbeck. Just out of his reach. Walker's right there with him. Puck comes around the zone. It's going to be Zick and Smitty. Smitty backhands it. Furbeck to the middle. Cut off. Now brought up the ice by Gurley. Gurley nearly goes down. Chadwell and Smitty's right there. Smitty takes it away. Smitty passes ahead into the neutral zone. Carroll's right there with Zick. Lamont. Herberger comes on the ice now. Furbeck tries to get over to Zick. Cannot. Zick has it behind the net currently. And finally, there's a wraparound shot by Furbeck, blocked, and it remains 2-0 as we have a face-off right here with 10:28 to go in the third period. Face-off one, Sharks. Villagran tries to shoot, blocked up into the boards. Up on the glass, as a matter of fact. Now pass over to Herberger. Gets past him, bounces off the boards. That pass is from Turho. Around the back to Villagran. Tries to shoot, blocked by Shave. And covered up. And we'll do a face-off again right here. So a 2-0 game. And if you saw early on, I did interview Dom Villagran and his dad, Coach Danny Villagran, who's coaching the Vikings. Dom's prediction was they would win, that meaning the Sharks, 2-1. So we'll see. Turho tries to bring around front, cut off. Pavlik ahead to Carroll. Herberger has it in the neutral zone, passes ahead, cut off by Pavlik. Pavlik tries to get ahead. Boyle's right there along with Turho. Turho now has it. Turho trying to bring it up the ice. He does. Taken away, though. Lost control for a second. Pavlik passes ahead to Lamont, sorry. Ronan Donnelly is right there. Pass comes around the boards. Cut off. Ronan tries to keep it in the zone. He cannot. It goes in the neutral zone. Hingel's right there, tries to push it in. Puck finally goes as Stratman comes on the ice. There's a shot on goal, and they're saying it was covered up. With 9:10 to go here in the third period. It's like I said, the face-off is going to be right over here. The Vikings have had a lot of chances. They just haven't closed the deal. So Ronan, Hyams, Burns, Rivera, and Santarlis on the ice for the Vikings. It's going to be Ellington, Macri, Stratman, Fernandez, and I'm not sure who the other one is. I'll tell you in a minute. Stratman brings him behind the net, tries to get around the Macri, cut off, deked around by Stratman. Stratman trying to bring up the ice, cannot, cut off. Ronan Donnelly trying to bring in the zone, cut off by, poked away by Rivera. Rivera shoots, blocked! And rebound, so Wilkerson has been a wall back there tonight for the Sharks. Stratman and Rivera. Rivera takes it away again. Macri takes it away. Stratman tries to shoot, blocked by Hyams. Hyams is in front of the net trying to battle Stratman. Macri has it. That's taken away by Santarlis. Now Laverty has it back. Tries to pass it over to Stratman. Shot. Fernandez is right there to get the rebound. Cut off by Walker. The puck comes in the neutral zone. Boyle's on it. Keeps it in. Chadwell joins the ice as the puck comes behind the net. Rivera takes it. Passes ahead to Burns. Burns tries to get it over to, I believe that's Walker. No, sorry, Santarlis. Cut off on the pass by Stratman. Shot! Scores! And the Sharks lead it 3-0. So a 3-0 lead with 7:43 to go here in the third period. The Sharks well below their game average of 7.88 goals per game. So you got Smitty, Furbeck, Chadwell, Boyle, and Zick on the ice for the Sharks. Got Mr. Players 1 and 2. Nichols, Gurley, and Walker. Pass comes up the neutral zone. Zick has it. He's bringing it into the Vikings in. He's battling out with Mystery Player 1 and 2 and Nichols. Mystery Player 1 comes up with it. Tries to bring in the zone. He's cut off. It's poked away. Mystery Player 2 shoots. Blocked by Wilkerson. And he didn't hold on to it. Still in play. They didn't blow it. Well, they finally, I guess, blew the whistle. I mean, he just caught it and threw it down immediately. He didn't. He did not hold on to it. I think he was trying to get them to continue to play it, but you had some Vikings right there. Gurley has it. Backs it up. Over the middle to Mr. Player number 2. Blocked. Boyle back out front to Zick. Cut off by Mr. Player 1. Boyle has it again. Tries to get to Zick and does. Cut off again by Mr. Player 1. And battle for it on the boards. Finally, Furbeck and Smitty. Smitty brings it across. Pass over, shoots, scores! Nice play by Furbeck and Smitty to extend the lead 4-0 here in the third period. So coming on the ice is going to be Hingle, Ronan Donnelly, Lamont. I believe that is Carroll, and then on the other side, I can't tell who it is. It's Herberger, Laverty, Zick, Smitty, and Furbeck still on the ice for the Sharks. Cut off almost by Furbeck. As the pass comes up the ice, poked away by Herberger. Smitty tries to get ahead to Zick. Pavlik cuts it off. Puck comes over, goes into the Viking zone. No shot. Nice block by, I believe that was Pavlik. Lost a stick on the shot. Pass to the middle, cut off and blocked. Carroll's right there trying to get it out of there. The forecheck has been smothering by the Sharks tonight. Pass over to Laverty. Laverty has it. Back around behind the net to Smitty. Smitty back to Furbeck. They've been out there quite a while. Furbeck tries to bring it to the middle. Cannot. Cut off by Carroll. 5:31 to go. Pass to the middle. Blocked by Pavlik. Pass the middle again. Hengel's right there with Zick. Hengel tries to get it out. Herberger keeps it in. Vikings try to get it out of the zone, and they cannot. The Vikings going to have a line change. Hengel's by himself. Pass across to Furbeck. Can't get it in. Smitty tried to follow up. Couldn't do it. Missed it, and I think it might have been 2 minute men on the ice for the Sharks. Or the Wolves, I'm not sure. All right, I don't know what the spin around thing is, but if it's too many men on the ice, then Burns is having to pay that price. So on the ice is Gurley, Rivera. Whoops, sorry again, my camera. Lost control of it there. I got it back, folks. Centarlis. Ellington has it. Villagran, Turho, Parshad on the ice for the Sharks. Turho goes down. There's a penalty. And it's going to be, there's tripping on Gurley. And it's going to be a 5-on-3. Actually, it's on Walker. So it's going to be a 5-on-3. It's Rivera, Gurley, and I can't tell who that is. But Ellington, Villagran, Chadwell, Turho, and Parshad on the ice for the Sharks. Centarlis is the other Viking. Here's a pass over by Villagran. Pass back to Ellington. Ellington has it. Thought about taking a shot, couldn't. Short-handed, the Vikings kick it out. Back on it is Chadwell. Centarlis right there. Pass over to Ellington. Ellington back over. Pass ahead to Villagran. Villagran brings it in. Tries to pass behind him to Turho. Turho finally comes out with it. 4:10 to go. A minute plus in the power play still for both penalties. Chadwell thought about shooting. He did finally shoot. Tried to get a tip in. Parshad backhand wide left. Rivera bringing it up the ice. Dekes around Laverty. And pushes to the middle. No one home. And puck's on the far boards, or the near boards rather. Being battled out there. Mystery player number 1 comes on the ice. Turho brings it up. Gives to Macri. Lamont is now on the ice as well. Pass over behind the net. Cross. Nobody home. Pass out to Boyle. Boyle shoots. Shea blocks it. And backhand. Rivera's there. He shoots, scores for his second goal of the night. And Sharks lead it 5-0 on a power play goal, which means one of the we'll go to a 5-on-4 now. And then there will be 19 seconds left on the 5-on-4 power play. So it's Lamont, Burns, Mr. Player number 1, and Hengel on the penalty kill. Fernandez, Macri, Stratman, Boyle, and Laverty. Hengel's going back to retrieve the puck. Fernandez tries to get there and poked over to Stratman. Burns battling out. Now Lamont has it, bringing it up the ice. Dumps it in behind the net. 2:55 to go in the third and final period. Like I said, right after this game, we will close down very quickly and move ourselves over to the north ice. Burns has it. Laverty tries to get it behind the net. Laverty cuts it off. Boyle and Mr. Player 2 is on it. Pass ahead to Fernandez. Fernandez bringing up the ice. Poked away by Hengel. Picked up by Laverty. Lamont's right there. He finally takes it away. Mr. Player number 1 dumps it in. Follows it up. Oh, and it goes over the net. That was almost a freak goal. At this point, I don't know that it really matters. Sharks do have a 5-0 lead. But Wilkerson has been stellar. Macri shoots. And he scores. And that makes it a 6-0 lead for the Sharks. So we went into this period with a 2-0 lead for the Sharks, and they've exploded with 4 goals. So it's going to be Smitty, Furbeck, Herberger. And I'll tell you the other 2 Sharks in a second. Zick. And I think that's Laverty. Laverty over to Herberger. Passes ahead. Smitty tries to bring it in. Oh, sorry, it's Chadwell, not Laverty. Herberger back on us. Lamont's chasing. Also, Ronan Donnelly's out there as the puck comes in the neutral zone. Max Pavlik. Zick tries to bring it around. Max does a great job trying to get it away and disrupt him. He does, and finally poked away by Ronan. Back to the middle. Pavlik and Ronan getting it out of there. And as the puck comes in neutral zone, 55 seconds to go in this one, folks. And as the puck comes around, Zick has it. Takes it behind, out, actually not behind it, tries to bring it out front. Pass ahead to Pavlik. Well, actually, I'm sorry, he wasn't passing to Pavlik, he was passing to Furbeck, and it was tipped. Pavlik got the lead on it. 29 seconds. Again, I want to thank you all for joining us here on the broadcast of High School Hockey Night in Tampa. We'll be right back on as soon as we move over to North Ice. Here in about 15 seconds, we're going to start our breakdown. So final score here is going to be the Sharks 6, Villagran Vikings 0. Sharks will be in a commanding 17 point lead, or 17 points with at a minimum 4-point lead. Again, final score here, Sharks 6, Vikings 0. This is Ted Boggs, and we'll be back with you shortly.